Hello, everyone. My name is Doc Holliday. I wanted to come on here to talk again about the Kyrie Irving and Kanye West situation, dealing with the Jews, the Jewish community. I wanted to, let you all know that this is much, much more deeper than just Kanye West or Kyrie Irving. In fact, there has been a silent movement of, I would say, lawmakers in over 30 states that has implemented laws that are quote unquote anti-BDS movement laws, to where they basically have what is known as copycat laws that are written up and shared amongst the different states. And once one state is able to pass that laws, they just send a copy to each of the other states that the Republican House or whatever, or the Republicans have the majority of. And that has been happening over the past, 7 years or so. Um, but no one is really paying attention to it at all. There was a you know, how I came to know about it is actually through Democracy Now! A lot of you all don't know this because I don't know why you don't know this, but Democracy Now! Is a very good independent news organization that covers a lot of important topics that people need to be abreast of, especially as Americans. And as I look on their YouTube page right now, they only have 1.22 million subscribers, and that's bananas to me, because this news agency, um, it is in a league in its own as far as like unbiased reporting about different issues that are going on through society. And if you are listening to this video, I would very much implore you to subscribe to Democracy Now! On their YouTube page to stay abreast of a lot of information. But the particular episode I want to talk about is in regards to free speech issue is the title of it. And they are talking with an Arkansas publisher and lawyer that is trying right now to overturn the anti-BDS law that is currently in the state of Arkansas, to which the government is basically telling him, and they're telling every other person that has contract work with them, or is an employee of the state, that they cannot um, share the views of anti-BDS movement. I'm sorry, of the BDS movement, and that if they do share those views or make it publicly known, that they can have their contracts or their employment terminated. So I want you to take a look at this. I took some notes as far as the different parts I wanted you to see. So it'll be about 6 minutes in total, but there's a couple of clips up here I want you to see. Um, and switch this over to let's see.
The ACLU has just asked the U.S. Supreme Court to overturn an Arkansas law that requires all state contractors to sign a pledge declaring they will not boycott Israel. Arkansas is one of 35 U.S. states that have passed legislation to criminalize or discourage BDS. That's the Boycott, Divestment, and Sanctions Movement,
35
which seeks
states.
to boycott Israel and Israeli goods to protest violations of Palestinian rights. The ACLU originally sued Arkansas on behalf of Alan Lever, the publisher of the Arkansas Times. He appears in the new documentary, Boycott.
I just object to government saying, we got a big old lot of money over here, but we're not, and we'll give it to you. We'll advertise with you. But here's some conditions that you need to meet first, such as, here's the political position you need to take regarding foreign policy, for God's sake. We're in Arkansas.
The documentary Boycott also looks at the case of Bia Maui, a Palestinian-American speech pathologist in Texas. She lost her job of 9 years for refusing to sign a pledge that she would, quote, not boycott Israel during the term of the contract.
I have a lot of family members that still reside in occupied territory. I know I've seen firsthand the injustice and inequality.
I want to replay that because it is very important.
Case of Bia Maui, a Palestinian-American speech pathologist in Texas. She lost her.
A speech pathologist that is currently living in Texas. She lost her job.
9 years for refusing to sign a pledge that she would, quote, not boycott Israel during the term of the contract.
For refusing to sign a pledge that she would not boycott Israel during the term of her contract. She lost her job of 9 years because she would not sign a contract that said that she would not support anybody that protests Israel. How does that happen? What happened to the freedom of speech? You know, a lot of people are looking at this Kyrie Irving situation and they're being quiet. This is much more serious. This is much more than just Kyrie Irving or Kanye West. This deals with the whole 330 million people that are living here in America and our freedom of speech.
I have a lot of family members that still reside in occupied territory.
I want to passport this.
Happened. You've been getting money for years.
Oh yeah, I started the Arkansas Times 48 years ago, and so we've always done business with the colleges, with the health department, with the hospitals, and so we started after this law was passed. We didn't pay any attention to it. It was obviously another culture war exercise, and we considered it meaningless. And but we started getting these notices. You need to sign this. You need to sign this, and I just kept throwing them away because you think about. There's hundreds of thousands of transactions that the state of Arkansas, or any state, does every day. Everything from sheetrock hangers to school teachers. And so I just figured, how in the heck did they ever enforce this thing? It's a stupid law to begin with. But there was one purchasing manager at one college that stayed on it until he finally overrode the marketing department and fell for advertising.
And talk about. Let's talk about who brought this law forward. The Republican majority leader of the Arkansas State Senate, Senator Bart Hester, the sponsor of that law. We want to go to now a clip of what he had to say. He's the sponsor of the Arkansas anti-boycott bill, as he talks about his religious motivation in passing the bill.
The state is not protected from the church, but the church is protected from the state. I would say if there's 35 members of the Arkansas Senate, I would say 35 members would say that they are believers and followers of Jesus Christ.
Motivation in passing the bill.
The state is not protected from the church, but the church is protected from the state. I would say if there's 35 members of the Arkansas Senate, I would say 35 members would say that.
If there's 35 members of the Arkansas Secretary, what do you say? Members of the Senate, then he would say that they're. Hold on.
If there's 35 members of the Arkansas Senate, I would say 35 members would say that they are believers and followers of Jesus.
So 35 out of 35 will be believers and followers of Jesus Christ. Got it. Okay. Continue.
Question for the House. Passage of Senate Bill 513. Your machine, Mr. Clerk. I would say probably half would identify as evangelical. They understand how important it is to support Israel.
69 yeas, 3 nays, 0 present. The bill is passed.
Wow.
State Senator.
Wow. Fuck America. Americans and their rights and everything.
Mark Hester would later say he then hopes Jews will believe in Jesus Christ. I wanted to bring about you that clip from her film Boycott into the discussion. You directed the film. You also have two remarkable moments in the film in Arkansas, Julia. One with a Democratic senator, who you caught up with, and you asked him about whether he supported the bill. He had an amazing response. Talk about it.
When we started making this film, there was very little public conversation or debate about the anti-boycott laws and the consequences for everyday Americans who want to exercise their political rights. And we decided that we were going to ask some questions. And we went into the Arkansas State Capitol and had the opportunity to interview Senator Bart Hester, whose clips you show here. And as part of our time in the Capitol, we also met with Senator Greg Ledin, who is a Democrat, who voted for the bill, like the vast majority of Democrats in Arkansas and in many other states across the country did. Many of those Democrats today, like Ledin, are saying that they didn't actually understand what this bill meant. They didn't understand the consequences and how it violated the First Amendment rights of Americans. I think a lot of the reason why some of the Democrats are beginning to shift their opinion now is due to the lawsuits that the ACLU has brought around the country. There's been several, and in all of them, except the one by Alan Leverett, the courts have decided that the anti-boycott bills are unconstitutional. At the same time, these bills have continued to proliferate, now targeting other issue areas. So there are now anti-boycott bills targeting your ability to boycott the fossil fuels industry. There are anti-boycott bills targeting your ability to boycott the weapons industry. And I think it's critical to start asking our elected officials why they voted for these bills and if they understand what they actually
And what's amazing
what we tried to do in the film.
in Arkansas is the Democrats say, listen, we vote on thousands of bills. He said, I wouldn't support it now. I didn't realize. And then
I wouldn't support it now. I didn't realize it. Ain't it your job to motherfucker read the bill? What are you talking about, bro? Like, who are these people they're representing? These are the people that and it's 35 states. Look, I want to show you. These are the 35 states. These are the 35 states. Let's start from the top. I got this from a jewishvirtuallibrary.org. You can go ahead and take a look at it yourself. But these are to date, 35 states have adopted laws, executive orders, or resolutions designed to discourage boycotts against Israel. Separately, is that separately or what is that? Additionally, out the way, some gun. Yep, that is separately. The U.S. Congress is also considering anti-boycott legislation in reaction to the BDS movement. The Senate passed S.1, which contains anti-boycott provisions on January 28, 2009 by a vote of 74 to 19. And the House passed the resolution condemning the boycott of Israel on July 24, 2019 by a vote of 398, to 17. I'm going to say that again. The House passed a resolution condemning the boycott of Israel. The United States of America House of Representatives passed a resolution condemning the boycott of Israel on July 29, 2019. That's 3 years ago, by a vote of 398 to 17. That's Nancy Pelosi and the rest of these mugs. Here are a list of the states that have adopted their own anti-BDS movements, and here they are. Shucks, hold on. It is Tennessee, South Carolina, Illinois, Alabama, Colorado, Indiana, Florida, Virginia, Arkansas, Georgia, Iowa, New York, Rhode Island, New Jersey, California, Pennsylvania, Ohio, Michigan, Arkansas, Texas, Minnesota, Nevada, Kansas, North Carolina, Maryland, Wisconsin, whatever that is, Wisconsin, I suppose, Louisiana, Mississippi, Kentucky, South Dakota, Oklahoma, Missouri, Utah, Idaho, and West Virginia. 35. Or if you live in any of those states that I just listed off, or any of the states that are listed in this webpage here, you are living in a state that has voted. You are living in a state of which has laws that are legislatures. They have laws that will prevent you from being able to utilize your freedom of speech as it pertains to Israel and boycotting any of their actions or anything. But there's more. Let me continue with this video. Let's see. More.
Well, speaking of farms, you can also speak about climate change and this issue of this bill, this anti-boycott bill, being used as a template for so many others, like not going after the fossil fuel industry. I wanted to turn to the president of the Foundation for Middle East Peace, Lara Friedman, who's speaking in Julia's film Boycott, about the role of the corporate lobbying group, the American Legislative Exchange Council, Alan, which you referenced, in shaping anti-boycott legislation.
You may not care about Israel and Palestine, but you should care if it's being used as a hook to legislate in your states at the federal level against free speech. How many words would I have to change
Listen, America,
to use it to condition contracts and thereby quash free speech of anyone who, say, supports Black Lives Matter or is involved in protesting for environmental reasons? And it's like 10 words. It's a template. Why people are not more worried about it is just baffling.
Amen.
I mean, Brian House.
Amen. Preach, sister. Preach, sister. Continue on next segment here.
But what the Eighth Circuit held in Allen's case is that although the First Amendment might protect speech or association promoting a boycott, it doesn't protect the purchasing decisions at the heart of the boycott itself. And what that would mean is that states have the power to selectively suppress, censor, and penalize boycotts on disfavored topics, like boycotts of Israel. Now, that decision not only flies in the face of common sense, it also contradicts the Supreme Court's binding and unanimous landmark precedent in NAACP versus Claiborne Hardware. And that's why we think the Supreme Court needs to step in and correct this fundamental error.
And can you talk about the other cases? I mean, Julia talks about them in the film Boycott, using the example of an Arizona law, and also what happened in Texas with the Palestinian-American pediatric audio pathologist who could not believe one year when she's just signing off on her contract to have her job with the schools, and it said, you will not support any kind of boycott of Israel. And she's this local pathologist. Why is she talking about Israel in a local contract? She won.
She won, that's right. We've brought cases in Kansas, Arizona, Texas, and another organization brought a lawsuit in Georgia, and in all of those cases, the federal courts held that these laws violate the First Amendment right to participate in politically motivated consumer boycotts. And what I think these cases show is how deep these laws reach into Americans' private lives. And they're asking people from all different walks of life, whether it's a speech pathologist in Texas, a lawyer in Arizona, a substitute teacher who wanted to just participate in a teacher training program in Kansas. All of these people are being forced to go on record and say, I'm not participating in boycotts of Israel. They're essentially being asked to disavow their First Amendment rights as a condition of earning a living, and that just fundamentally violates the First
So
Amendment.
what does it mean that this is going to the Supreme Court? First they have to decide whether to take it, is that right?
That's correct. So the first thing we are doing is we're filing a petition for a writ of certiorari, and that's the justices decide whether this is a case that they're going to review this term. 4 votes are necessary to take the case up for consideration.
And what would this mean for you, Alan Leverett, as we begin to wrap up? I mean, you've been living with this case now for several years. What kind of response have you gotten in Little Rock and around your beloved state of Arkansas?
Julie pointed out, most people are still unaware that this is the law because it was passed through without any fanfare, without any real news coverage. And so most people, when I tell them, or they ask me about it,
This is much more serious than Kyrie Irving.
What does that have to do with Arkansas? And it has nothing to do with Arkansas. It has everything to do with culture wars that are being waged in this country, particularly by
against black people, especially.
legislatures, particularly ours.
With us, Alan Leverett, publisher of the Arkansas Times and heirloom tomato farmer, Brian House, ACLU senior staff attorney, and Julia Baccia, director of the film Boycott. She also made the film Naila and the Uprising, which just premiered at the Peace Sahara Film Festival at the Algerian refugee camps of the Sahrawis. That does it for our show. Happy belated birthday to Robbie Karen. I'm Amy Goodman. Stay safe.
You too, my dear, you too. Like I say, please subscribe to Democracy Now! Please subscribe to my channel. Funny. Please subscribe to my channel and like the video and share the video. I would greatly appreciate it. But yes, Democracy Now! is something that is a must for you all. And click the little bell icon so you get the notifications. And you can click over to their site and watch the video over there as well. Okay, I was going to say something else. I lost my train of thought here. Well, I think I've said all that needs to be said. This is a situation that is much bigger than Kyrie Irving. You know, and when we look back at the stupid list of things that he had to do, where is it at? You know what? I might have. Oh, no, I'm sorry. This is the list of things that he had to do. Apologize, condemn the movie, $500,000 donation to anti-hate causes, sensitivity training, anti-Semitic training, meet with ADL and Jewish leaders, and meet Joe Tsai to demonstrate understanding. Again, it's like they are treating black people or Kyrie and Kanye as if they they were enslaving Jewish people or something. It's like as if the roles were reversed or something. You know what I mean? It's like Jewish people were never enslaved, except for the Nazis and those concentration camps or whatever, and death and that. But those were the Nazis. They had nothing to do with black people. And speaking on Kyrie's situation specifically, it's just mind-boggling to me how they would come up with this list of 6 things, and all this brother did was post a link to the movie on his platform. Now, in addition to that fiasco, and again, I want to illustrate that we have the freedom of speech in this damn country. I don't give a fuck what these people say. We need to strike down all 35 of them damn laws, and every dumbass that fucking signed them need to be fucking kicked out of they state senates. Next, I want to talk about Jesus. I had a train of thought. This is what you do for not writing things down. Oh, then on top of that, they didn't have the same energy for the man that is actually profiting off of this video, i.e., the owner of Amazon, whatever the dude's name is. Forget the dude's name. Jeff Bezos. They didn't have the same energy for Jeff Bezos. I don't know if he's Jewish or what, persuasion or whatever he is, or his wife or ex-wife. I don't know if she's Jewish or whatever, but they didn't go after Amazon and tell them that, you shouldn't have this movie on your platform. We need you to make a $5 million donation or a $500 million donation or whatever to anti-hate causes. Nah, they didn't do that. They didn't say that he needed to do sensitivity training or any of that other stuff. They didn't have no energy. They barely had a peep to say for them. But yet you're gonna kick out Kyrie Irving just because he posted a link to it? He didn't capture anything to say, oh, this is the greatest movie in the world. Man, watch this movie. Tell you, dog. It's 100. There was none of that. And then the brother apologized like profusely 1 billion times. But yet, they had this little 6 thing. So now I'm now speaking to you the day after his return. It's now the 21st of November. And yet, still last night, there were some how do you call it, interview questions from the reporters, and they were again asking them about Jewish stuff again. So it's like they're just going to keep Kyrie Irving's feet to the fire and just constantly prod this brother for the rest of the year or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it's absolutely bullshit. Please. Woo! Jesus. Whew. Take over, Lord. Please do not let me get emotional. Because it's like This is 100% racist, their pursuit of this shit. For real, it's 100% racist as fuck. Because again, they don't have the same energy for Jeff Bezos. They don't have the same energy for Donald Trump. But yet they have this energy for black people. And so now with the passage of these laws in 35 different states, with legislations that has already been passed by the state and the by the Senate and the House of Representatives, the only thing they need to do is merge the two bills together and present it to the president and sign it, and it becomes law that you cannot do anything, that you cannot speak against Israel or speak out against the Palestinian occupation. And they are trying to basically make martyrs or to, I don't know, illustrate their dominance over this young brother to as a way to show their might, and that you've got to fall in line, that you cannot say anything against the Jewish community. Fuck you bitches. Fuck you motherfuckers. Fuck you Jew bitches. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh my God, fuck you. Fuck you motherfuckers. Fuck you. Fuck you bitches. Fuck you bitches. Fuck you motherfuckers. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you motherfuckers. You motherfuckers ain't even Jews in the first fucking place. You're fucking phony. Phony as fuck. And it's an automatic illustration of how phony you fucking is, because you have to do all this bullshit just protect your phonyism, your fuckery. It's fucking bullshit. Fuck all you Jew hoes. Fuck all you for all of you all that don't, for all the Jewish people that don't espouse to this, I apologize if I offend you, because it's not my intent to be racist. It really is not. But I am speaking to all those motherfuckers that are racist. Fuck you bitches. Fuck you motherfuckers, for real. Because y'all gotta realize that the Jewish community has been the devil in the background in a lot of things that have gone on in Black America, in the making of who we are today, in all of the struggles and even those that owned the slave boats that went across the river, across the ocean, there were Jewish people that owned those slave boats. They profited off of our labor, our in servitude, off of the shipment of our bodies as property, as something that was lower than human. Before we had the 3/5 of a human, we were less than that while in bondage and slavery. So, and on and on and on, I've already said it in different videos. how it is that, you know, the Jewish person is always there in the background. Whenever there's a famous artist or a famous musician, you know, or a favorite sports player person, they're always the managers or you know, the producer or something of that nature. Hollywood, Jew people run Hollywood. I mean, even with the Kanye West situation, you know, he was basically speaking the exact same things that that I'm speaking now, as far as their control over everything. And you know, lo and behold, you have what happened. So so know this: we are under attack. We are under. Speaking of attack, you know, a lot of people don't know this. The state of Israel sends out different people. You know, call them mercenaries or something like. They go around to these different conferences and everything and meetings, and they spread what the Jewish state wants to be delivered to the masses. The message that they want to be disseminated to the masses is brought to the masses by these people, and there's like hundreds of them, maybe thousands of them throughout the U.S. So, you know, we have to do things to fight that narrative. We have to do things to prevent that from happening, to prevent those people from disseminating those falsehoods throughout America, because it's tainting the true story of history. And to that end, I want to share with you something that a lot of people may not remember, and a lot of people may not even be aware of. But I want to right here.
Welcome to the Real News Network. I'm Paul Jay. This month marks the 48th anniversary of the Israeli attack on the U.S. Navy spy ship, the USS Liberty. The attack took place during the Arab-Israeli War of 1967. The official story of the attack was that it was a case of mistake.
Let me rewind that.
War of 1967. The official story. Welcome to the Real News Network. I'm Paul Jay. This month marks the 48th anniversary of the Israeli attack on the U.S. Navy spy ship, the USS Liberty. The attack took place during the Arab-Israeli War of 1967.
In the Arab-Israeli War of 1967, USS Liberty was attacked by Israel. (1967), June 8th, to be exact. The USS Liberty incident was an attack on the United States Navy Technical Research Ship, USS Liberty, by Israeli Air Force jet fighter, by Israeli Air Force jet fighter aircraft and Israeli Navy mortar torpedo boats on June the 8th, 1967, during the Six-Day War. How many people have heard that? I know y'all don't participate much in your history class, but even still, those of you that did participate in your history classes, you never remember hearing that stuff. That's stuff that is scrubbed out of the history books. that people are aware of. But let me continue
The
on.
official story of the attack was that it was a case of mistaken identity. What we know is that the spy ship was attacked by 4 Israeli fighter bombers, Navy motor torpedo boats, near Egypt's Sinai Peninsula. It's officially said the attack was an error, that the U.S. ship in question was thought to be an Egyptian ship. But many, including former heads of the CIA and NSA,
You got America's flags flying on a damn ship and with American letters and every damn thing else. Egyptians don't write in American alphabet or whatever you call it. They have that script stuff.
never believed the Israeli version of the events.
And
Surviving
an
witnesses of the
Egyptian
attack
flag.
confirmed that this could not have been a mistake. They say that day in June 1967 was clear that the American flag was very visible on the ship. But as we know from the report that Pulitzer Prize winner John Crutzen wrote in the Baltimore Sun and Chicago Tribune in 2007, there weren't meant to be any survivors. Crutzen quotes Steve Forsland, who worked as an intelligence analyst for the Air Force. The ground control station, meaning Israeli, ordered the aircraft to attack and sink the target and ensure they left no survivors. Today we'll speak to one of those survivors. Sergeant Bryce Lockwood joins us from Stratford, Missouri. He served 13 years in the Marine Corps as a staff sergeant and remains the only surviving Marine of the attack on the Liberty. As a Marine, he received the Silver Star for heroism. Also joining us from Arlington, Virginia is Ray McGovern. Ray is a former CIA analyst who was employed under 7 U.S. presidents for 27 years. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining us.
Before I continue, the Real News Network is another website that you all have to subscribe to. As you see down here, it only has 607,000 subscribers. This video is 7 years old, and it only has 68,000 views. This video is 7 years old. It only has 68,000 views. I mean, YouTube is a wonderful thing, but people need to use it for more than just booty shaking videos, rap videos, and whatever. There's real journalism that is going on. You must subscribe to the Real News Network. You must subscribe to my platform too, but please also stay informed with the Real News Network, because I can't produce everything like they can. But let me continue.
Thank you. So, Bryce, I want to kind of jump to the end and then we'll work our way chronologically. If this communication that Crutzen quotes, that the mission was actually to sink the boat, so that I want to assume so there wouldn't be any witnesses to the attack, why didn't they sink it?
Well, I think they ran out of ammunition. I know the aircraft ran out of ammunition. And the motor torpedo boats, there were 40 of them. Standard formation is a wedge formation. 1 in the center and 2 held back a little bit. Forward one fires 2 torpedoes and swings off. The next one fires 2 torpedoes and swings off.
You only have a certain limit.
Likewise. So there should have been 6 torpedoes fired. There were 5 that were fired. Only 1 actually struck the ship. But it struck the ship in the vital area where all of our communications personnel, intelligence personnel were working. As a matter of fact, I have a picture right here. This was taken of me the next morning.
So, still, you would think, would the planes not be able to keep bombing and sink the ship?
There were only so many rockets and so many 40 millimeter cannon shells that they could fire at us. There were over 820 large caliber strikes on the ship, including napalm. There were 2 napalm bombs dropped onto us, rockets, and 40 millimeter cannon fire, which makes a pretty big hole. The ship, when those rockets struck it, it was literally like a very hot knife through butter.
Pause. Listen, did y'all hear how the onslaught? This wasn't no and oops, my bag. No, this was sustained fire by squadrons of airplanes and torpedo or what do you call it, submarines. Like They wanted the USS Liberty to be sunk. They expanded. They spent all of their ammunition trying to sink the USS Liberty. This was Israel. This is the war that Israel and Egypt had, and we were going over there just to be observers in there of everything that was going on, and yet Israel decided, oh, let's sink the USS research ship. Let's get rid of them. So again, USS Navy Technical Research Ship, USS Liberty, was attacked by Israeli Air Force fighter jets and Israeli Navy motor torpedo boats. Oh, they were torpedo boats. I thought, yeah, they weren't submarines. So, but still in all, your torpedoes were sent to try to sink the ship, and they had to do all kind of crazy evasive actions to prevent from getting hit. But they still got hit. They didn't get sunk, but they damn sure got hit by a ton of bullets. You just heard it. I'm gonna replay it again.
Ran out of ammunition. I know the aircraft ran out of ammunition. And the motor torpedo boats, there were 3 of them. Standard formation is a wedge formation. 1 in the center and 2 held back a little bit. Forward one fires 2 torpedoes and swings off. The next one fires 2 torpedoes and swings off. And the third one likewise. So there should have been 6 torpedoes fired. There were 5 that were fired. Only 1 actually struck the ship, but it struck the ship in the vital area where all of our communications personnel, intelligence personnel were working. As a matter of fact, I have a picture right here. This was taken of me the next morning.
So, still, you would think, would the planes not be able to keep bombing and sink the ship?
There were only so many rockets and so many 40 millimeter cannon shells that taking fire at us. There were over 820 large caliber strikes on the ship, including napalm. There were 2 napalm bombs dropped onto us, rockets, and 40 millimeter cannon fire, which makes a pretty big hole. The ship, when those rockets struck it, it was literally like a very hot knife through butter. Just nailed a 3/4 inch steel on the skin of the ship.
Now, if I understand correctly from what I know of the story, there was some kind of blocking of SOS messages, but finally an SOS message does get through, or there's evidence that one did get through earlier and wasn't responded to, and we're going to get to that part of the story. But then an SOS message does go through, and then the Israelis break off their attack. Is that correct?
The Israelis were jamming our distress frequencies. That's a violation of international law. It's okay to jam tactical frequencies, normally where orders are sent back and forth between ships and personnel and aircraft and so forth. That is okay to do that, but not international distress frequencies. That's a violation of international law. And the Israelis were jamming our distress frequencies. They had shot up all of our transmitting antennas in the first air race. And we had one whip antenna, which was not working. A young sailor by the name of Terry Halbardier took a roll of coaxial cable and ran that back to the after part of the ship, that one whip antenna. And the radio operators had figured out that when rockets were being fired from the aircraft, they couldn't jam their distress frequencies because the jamming was also stirring up the flights of the rockets. So there was a brief period of a few seconds time when rockets were being fired at us when the jamming was not taking place.
Right.
And that's when the distress frequency was sent off.
Before we go any further, how many people were killed and wounded that day?
There were 34 killed, 9 were killed topside in the aircraft attacks, and 25 were killed in the research compartment by the torpedo explosion. We had a total complement of 294 personnel altogether. That included 3 civilian analysts from the linguists from the National Security Agency, us 3 Marines,
almost 300 people.
and the balance were naval
For
personnel,
nothing.
both intelligence personnel.
We weren't at war with them.
Yeah. There were 208 total Purple Hearts awarded out of
208 people. They got injured
So just to frame this discussion a little bit,
or died.
there's
But we already know
evidence
who
seems
died.
to point to, although the official version concluded otherwise, that the Israelis knew exactly what they were doing. We're going to get into the detail of this with Bryce and Ray. That the ship was clearly visible, and that 34 people were killed and many more wounded. And
Again, they got hundreds, maybe even thousands of public relations brats going around trying to erase history. This incident has been down there totally erased out of history. And of course, if you want to bring this up or bring anything up that speaks against the Jewish people, anything at all, even if you don't actually say any damn thing, but post a picture or a link, you're instantly squashed. Like all your assets is taken. Fuck you, Jewish bitches. Fuck you. Fuck you, bitches. For real. We got to get this Jewish lobbying shit the fuck out of here. We got to get this ALEC bullshit the fuck out of here. We got to get the CPAC and APAC the fuck up out of here. All these motherfuckers kick rocks.
goes down in history as an error with which some compensation was paid for the error. But then let's deal with sort of a big question, Bryce. Based on you being there that day and what you saw, why do you think this couldn't have been a mistake?
We were overflown several times during the morning of June the 8th by Israeli aircraft. At least 8 times, 8 different occasions.
And they were seeing the American flag.
And the reason they were doing that is to make sure that they knew exactly where all of our transmitting antennas were, so when they attacked, they could knock us out. Now, the excuses the Israelis give, well, they didn't see a flag. Excuse me? They shot down 2 flags, and we ran up 3. The 3rd flag that we ran up was our holiday flag. That's the largest flag you have aboard ship. They claim, well, we couldn't see a flag because of snow. Well, there wasn't any smoke until the Israelis dropped napalm on us. They claimed that they thought that we were an Egyptian ship, the El Qasir, which is a World War I horse carrier, had not been to sea for 20 years and was waiting to be cut up for scrap. Well, there's some problems with that excuse also. Number 1, U.S. ships are painted gray with white markings. Our hallmark was GTR-5. That's your ship's license plate. GTR-5 stands for General Technical Research, the 5th ship of her class, the largest and newest ship of her class. General Technical Research means she's a non-combatant, and non-combatants are not legitimate military targets. I mentioned U.S. ships are painted gray with white markings. Egyptian ships are painted black with gray markings, and those hallmarks are in Arabic script. Big difference. And nobody from Israel can give me the excuse that they don't know the difference between English markings and Arabic script.
Right.
All highway signs in Israel are marked in Arabic.
Is it possible that this is in the midst of a war? There's many, just who knows how many
You're on the
pieces
kitchen there. Egyptians write their stuff in Arabic script. In Israel, a lot of their signs are written in Hebrew and also Arabic script, so they speak the language. When they're looking at the nomenclature or license plate for the as he calls it for the ship, is GTA 5. Clearly, your American American alphabet or writing. It couldn't possibly be mistaken for Egyptian. Again, because Egyptians are black, ships are black, and American ships are gray. Egyptians have their Egyptian flag. America has their stars and stripes, and those 3 of them put up. They overran the ship 8 times to check out all of their antennas. They tried to get all their targets, basically. And as he mentioned, this is a research ship, so they didn't have all the torpedoes, bombs, and everything to do all kind of damage to the opposing forces as a normal combatant ship would. This again was a research ship to observe what all was going on in that war between Israel and Egypt. Let's continue.
Of information and data the command has to process at the same time. If you look at Crutzen's article, I should have said that he wrote that for the Chicago Tribune and the Baltimore Sun in 2007. At the very end of the article, there's a timeline. And in that timeline, I'll read what he has here. He says, the Israeli naval commander orders the commander of the torpedo boat division to attack the Liberties. This is 2:20 p.m. At almost the same time, the Naval Operations Branch orders, do not attack. It's possible.
At 2:20 p.m. in the middle of the day. In the middle of the day, they sent this request to go ahead and attack
the Liberties. This is 2:20 p.m. At almost the same time, the Naval Operations Branch orders, do not attack. It's possible the aircraft not identified correctly. The commander of the torpedo boat division says he never got any orders to cease the attack, although the deputy commander says he passed the message to the commander. Once they really launch the attack and continue the attack, and actually that's my question, how long does this attack go on for?
The attack lasted a total of 75 minutes when we were actively being shot at.
So it's not possible over the course of that early into that 75 minutes, they know what they're attacking, and maybe they know what they're attacking right from the beginning. That if this information that Crutzen gives them the timeline,
an hour and 15 minutes,
contradictory orders coming from the Israeli command. I guess this is a bit of theorizing, but it's possible this begins as a miscommunication error, and then once they start the attack, then they decide to sink the ship because it's better that there's no witnesses to it than not.
If you go on YouTube and search the day Israel attacked America, there's an hour-and-a-half long film on there, and the actual conversation in Hebrew between ground control and the aircraft are on that film, the day Israel attacked America, in Hebrew, identifying it as an American ship.
So there's no question in your mind from the very beginning they have to know it's an American ship, and based on the...
Again, what you just said there. In that video, it has a recorded message in Hebrew that says that that they have identified the ship as an American ship. So let me repeat. How'd it go again?
So the crew and the aircraft are
then not.
If you go on YouTube and search the day Israel attacked America, there's an hour-and-a-half long film on there, and the actual conversation in Hebrew between ground control and the aircraft are on that film, the day Israel attacked America, in Hebrew, identifying it as an American ship.
So there's no question in your mind from the very beginning they have to know it's an American ship, and based on the quote I read from in the introduction, actually let me read a little more of that quote because it's when you hear the whole quote, it's rather damning. So this is...
Let me just interject this, Paul. Had the Israelis been shooting at the El Qasir, which they claim, the torpedoes would have totally missed. Torpedoes have to be set for a certain depth in order to strike their target in a vital place. USS Liberty was 3 times the tonnage of El Qasir and much larger depth. Had the Israelis been shooting at El Qasir, the torpedoes that they fired would have totally missed because of the difference in drag.
Does that explain why so many did miss?
Quite frankly, I think the Israeli Navy was not nearly as competent as the Israeli Air Force was. In my opinion, one of those 6 torpedoes never got to leave the torpedo tubes because of the Israeli Navy incompetence.
Let me read this quote from Steve Forsland. Steve Forsland is an intelligence analyst for the 544th Air Reconnaissance Technical Wing, then the highest level strategic planning office in the Air Force. And I'm quoting Cruising Peace. Quote from Forsland. The ground control station, meaning the Israeli ground control station, stated that the target was an American, and for the aircraft to confirm it, Forsland recalled. The aircraft did confirm the identity of the target as American by the American flag. Quote, the ground control station ordered the aircraft to attack and sink the target and ensure they left no survivors. Forsland said he clearly recalled, quote, the obvious frustration of the controller over the inability of the pilots to sink the target quickly and completely. He kept insisting the mission had to sink the target and was frustrated with the pilot's responses that it didn't sink. Nor, Forsland said, was he the only member of his unit to have read the transcripts. Everybody saw these Forsland, now retired after 26 years in the military. So, if this is correct, the mission is to sink the boat. What did you witness there? Just take us through the events as you saw them.
I was actually below decks when the attack took place. We had a drill GQ at noon local time, and had secured from that drill GQ about 1,300 hours, 1 o'clock. I went to small stores aboard the ship. When I was ordered to her, I didn't have very many uniforms with me, and I needed some more clothing, pieces of clothing. So I went to small stores and purchased some articles of underclothing and T-shirts. And I was at my bunk stamping my name on those T-shirts to make sure they got separated out correctly in the laundry. When the first shell struck the ship, I had never been under combat conditions before, but I knew immediately that we were under attack just from the sound of the shell striking the ship. So I immediately dropped what I was doing and went to my GQ station, which was in the research spaces in the bowels of the ship, below the waterline. I remember a chief, Melvin Smith, stating, well, I guess we better start emergency destruction. That's one of the things that intelligence personnel just do not want to hear. There was so much work that went into processing the intelligence which we had, manuals for decoding materials and language materials, reels and reels and reels of magnetic tape, combat conversations that we had recorded. We didn't want to hear that. But we got out our ditching bags and filled them. I was sitting at a plotting table in the processing and recording area when the division officer, Lieutenant Maury Bennett, stuck his head in the door and he said, Sergeant Lockwood, would you come here a moment, please? I stepped out into the passageway which ran down the center of the ship, and Mr. Bennett, Lieutenant Bennett, and Lieutenant Commander Dave Armstrong began a conversation with me about these ditching bags. They needed to be put up topside and pitched over the side. The whole idea was to get them in the water where...
Actually, no, let's take a break. So, listen. Wanted to show you all that because this has been going on forever. You know, and this is part of their playbook, and it's an expanding playbook, and people aren't paying attention. We need to pay attention to what is going on, and we need to protest these actions or these laws that were passed in these different 35 states. We need to support any company, I guess it's ACLU, that is actually protesting or launching lawsuits, and any other rights company, whether it's NAACP, if you are actually want to really help black people again, Urban League or whatever, if you all can bring some lawsuits to the different states to make sure that we overturn these laws that were passed. And it seemed like, I mean, if they were able to just do copycat legislation, we should be able to do copycat lawsuits. based on the same principles that we had success in doing it in other states. So again, I wanted to just show you that it is much bigger than just Kyrie Irving. What all is going on? It's actually it's very pertinent that you understand this is a very serious thing, that they're trying to take away your rights. They're trying to take away your freedom of speech. And they're trying to basically to whitewash what it is that they're doing in Palestine. And they're doing it through the Republican Party primarily. But, there has been plenty of Democrats that have signed on to the BS as well. As I shown you over here, there was federal government legislation separately. The U.S. Congress is also considering, to date 35 states have adopted separately. U.S. Congress is also considering an anti-boycott legislation in reaction to the BDS movement. The Senate passed S.1, which contains anti-boycott provisions on January the 28th, 2019. So that's almost 3 years ago, by a vote of 74 to 19. So a vote of 74 to 19, that means that you had at least half or almost half of the, actually no, you have more than half of the senators, of the Democratic senators voted for this legislation, because I think we had like 50, there's a 50-50 split. So another 24 Democrats that actually went over to support the Senate bill, which contains anti-boycott provisions. And again, the House also passed a resolution condemning the boycott of Israel, and that was done on July 24th, 2019. So just 6 months later. And that vote passed by a margin of 398 to 17. So there was only 17 Democrats that voted against it. So all the other Democrats in the House voted for this anti-Semitism or this anti-BDS legislation. So we have to figure out who our friends is, and who is actually going to stand up for America's right to free speech, because evidently the Republican Party does not stand up for free speech, and evidently they are more in, it's almost like the Russia thing. I mean, they just cop out to whoever is the biggest donor to their funds, to their campaigns. They just cop out to it. I mean, this is really selling America's soul to the devil, basically. Again, this is more serious than just a Kyrie thing. This is a you and me thing. This is something that we need to take a stand for and demand accountability from all lawmakers, and demand they withdraw this or repeal this legislation, because it's a farce and it doesn't need to be in existence any longer. So I'm going to leave it at that. I thank you all for staying tuned and listen to the whole video. Please, everyone, stay safe out there. And please, if you don't have a relationship with God, please find a relationship with God, because God will help you out. So, I mean, especially you young people, all my young brothers and sisters that listen to this, God is truly the answer. If you follow God, God will light the way for you to follow. It may not come today, it may not come tomorrow, but trust me, the closer and closer you get to God, God is going to show you the way. So please believe that. And on those ends, thank you, Lord, for blessing me, for being who I am, and all the things that you've given to me. But until next time, I'll see you all. God bless. Bye-bye.